Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob, and oh, hello, looks like I'm having some issues again. Yes, welcome to my first stream for this new chill, relaxed Valheim series. Welcome to those choosing to watch from home, whether it is live or on the replay. We love your patronage. What you're looking at on screen right now is the sound of Valheim, but it's my OBS has had a bit of a moment, so just give me a moment while let's do that. No, why aren't you probably giving away a bit too much of the universe there, but let's go back to that, and there we go. Woohoo, we're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll just get my chat window somewhere where I can see it. Now, I'm trying something a little bit different, and I want to see if it's actually going to work. So I'm going to type something in here, testing. Now, is that going to come up on the... No, it isn't, because my thing must be broken. Okay, well, I'll turn that off so it doesn't give me issues. I'll test it out later. I'm just trying to get a chat overlay going for the replay, but yeah, that's not really a thing. All right, chat window is there. So, for those who have entered chat, since chat is the current topic of chat, welcome Annihilate, welcome Aladino, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, you know, all that other great stuff that tends to happen because we live on this round thing that, you know, rotates as we sail through space. And, yes, welcome to a rather sunny and fine Valheim day. I have literally just flown in on the Valkyrie. I kind of got it started a little bit early, relatively speaking, because I forgot to hit the go live button. Yay, I did it again, Ollie. Yeah, you'll be proud. It's all good. But we're here. We're started. How's the sound? How's the video? Is it all good? Are we all shiny? Are we all happy? How is everyone's weather today? You know, is the universe doing good things for you? And if it's not, I want to know why. Anyway, while we're processing that in chat, this is a brand new save. I have a lot of different variants on my Rob persona in my Valheim. I have Hard Rob was the Rob that did the Hardcore series. I have a few other ones which I play with friends. This one is just called Chill Rob. Now, how chill do you think this Rob looks? You know, got the full-on hair, the full-on beard. You know, he's looking pretty chill for me. So that's the persona I've gone with for this one. Now, something about my settings. I want this to be a chill playthrough. So as I said in my description, we've got quite a paradigm shift from where we were with the Hardcore series. Firstly, I'm actually playing this on a server. It's not an out there in the world server. I just have a separate server on my local network, and I managed to get the Valheim dedicated server running on it, and I am connecting to that. To that end, I am going to demonstrate that I am not an admin on that server, so there will be no flying, there will be no summoning, there will be none of that rubbish. We are going to be doing this one by the book, and if we die in a way that's going to waste half our day, that's just what's going to happen. So, yep, there's that. In terms of map settings, we have a seed. Now, when you create your map for yourself, like locally hosted, you get to see the seed. Indeed, you get to input your own seed, and that's how I generated the Hardcore series. I wanted the seed to be completely hidden from me, which is another reason why I've created the server. I have no clue. This was just automatically randomly generated from the installation of the dedicated server in the first run. It creates its own map. I have no clue what this seed is. I did load in on another character just to make sure the server was running. I walked down to the shore. I was pretty happy with that walk, and I just went, yep, this is good enough for me. I just want to make sure I wasn't on some island with no resources that was going to make it a bit challenging. We obviously don't have that situation, so whatever this map ends up being is going to be, good enough for this run through. A word on other map settings. We have, I might crouch here so Mr. Boar doesn't interrupt me. Is he going to interrupt me? Ooh. Let's walk over here, break line of sight. There we go. From the top, we have combat difficulty. It's not default combat difficulty. I wanted to not necessarily... I wanted things to be a little bit easier than my normal playthroughs. As I said, this is a chill. This is a... Rob is recovering, and he just wants to have fun, and if he does stupid stuff and doesn't quite die, that's great. If he does stupid stuff and he does die, that's great as well. But I would rather the near escape to death ratio be a lot more favourable in the near escape side of things. So it's not on the easiest setting. There's 5 settings. So you've got the super easy one, you've got easy, you've got normal, you've got hard. Now, hard is what the combat setting was in my hardcore run, and then there's a very hard above that. Now, when you start a server, the default is normal. I've dropped it 1 setting just so that we hit a little bit harder. Mobs, are about the same kind of thing, maybe a little bit lighter. And so that's the starting point for it. Now, the death setting, I did something similar with the death setting. So I'm not on the normal one because, look, I want to you guys to have a bit of fun. So if I die occasionally, that's fine. But on the default death setting, if I'm going to be doing that a lot, I'm going to struggle for skills by the time I get to Ashland. So I want to be, I want to allow for a few deaths, but by the same token, I don't want to be going backwards constantly with skills, which just gets in this feedback loop. And if that starts happening, that means I've got to make skill grinders. And as I've already said in the description, there is going to be 0 off-screen, off-stream progress in this. Now, in the Hardcore series, I can't tell you how many days worth of skill grinding I did in the background that I didn't record or do any of that stuff. It was, honestly, in the case of the mage skills, it was me sitting in a Grey Dwarf spawner, with some skellies and AFK most of the time. And I'm sure you don't want to see 3 hours of me literally just standing there in an AFK Grey Dwarf spawner. So there's not going to be any intentional skill grinding in this, which means I need to offset that by trying to reduce the penalty when I die. So that'll be a balancing act, but as I said, I'm not tweaking any of these settings. They are locked in. As far as I'm concerned, I have now loaded this character in this server. The configuration of the server is not going to change for the complete run through of this. Loot. Because of what I've just told you about my skills, I need to work for a living. So I basically have the loot setting on the default. So it's on 1. So if I run over here and I pick up a branch, I get 1 piece of wood. Okay? So in terms of, gathering metals, gathering wood, gathering whatever, stone, there is going to be a little bit of a grind involved with this, but that's really unavoidable because I need to be making my skills go up. And so that is, that's just what's going to happen. So my loot is on 1. That was look, I love having higher loot settings, but trying that, with other playthroughs, I inherently notice that obviously you don't need to chop as many trees down. So your wood gathering is not as high, your mining's not as high. It has other impacts as well. So as much as I don't like having it on one, it's a necessary evil. So we're going to go ahead with it on one. In terms of portals, yep, this is normal default portal settings. So I haven't gone to the Ollie setting. Sorry, Ollie, I am going to call you out constantly on that one. Ollie likes to just be able to teleport everything through a teleporter. That is, that would be super convenient, but in the context of this playthrough, it would eliminate an awful lot of potential stuff going wrong. And honestly, a bit of a boat trip gives us a chance to chill and have a bit of a chat anyway. So, not to mention greater interactions with serpents and things like that. So, that's why I'm just going with the normal portals. It'll let me, teleport everything except the non-teleportables. And that's pretty much it. Now, you might think, with the loot setting that I've got, I'm leaving myself open because I did say in the description that I want to do some building. And, well, building requires resources. And resources, if your loot setting is only one, your resources are going to take a long time to gather. And I was very conscious of that. And I very much want to, I'll say, express and improve my creativity when it comes to building buildings. And a limiting factor in any survival game in terms of making buildings is availability of resources. So to that end, I have set the building cost to 0. It's a very simple setting. You just tick a box and it makes all of your buildings, all of your stuff that you make with your hammer. So it doesn't affect crafting. So it takes normal materials to make, swords and armor and all that other stuff. This only affects making crafting benches and walls and roofs and that sort of stuff. So what it means is it doesn't matter how much wood I have in my inventory, I am always going to be able to make a crafting bench. Well, obviously I need a hammer. So we're going to get into the whole building things here in a moment. We are going to, we're going to get underway here. Where are we at with our night? I can't see the moon. I think I've waffled through most of the night. I think the moon might be over there. Yeah, there it is. Now, is that rising? Oh, that's rising. So it's early in the night. Okay, well, I'm going to be starting my gathering and base locationing at night. So this will be fun. Now, let's apply a little bit of... Actually, there's no point. I already know the starting location is going to be pretty close to the equator, so that's all good. So any questions on any of that? And thank you, Annihilate, for not wishing to jinx this run. Look, I wanted to make sure that we actually had a bit of, we want to have some fun in this. We want to chill out. We want to die, but we want to die where it's not going to cost us the universe when that happens. And as far as I'm concerned, these are probably the best balanced settings without making it too easy and, making it a bit boring because it's too easy. So, yeah. Anyway, we have all of the things. We have good amounts of ball going on here. I do like that. We're just going to do the usual lap. So anytime you start on a new map, there is, around the circle of stones, you will find a couple of berries. You'll find a couple of mushrooms. And you'll find the usual wood and stone. So even if you do get your circle of stone on an island, and you have to swim somewhere to actually do some more stuff, then, you can kind of make do. Alright. So let's do a quick demo of how the building stuff works. So we are going to go, we are going to make ourselves a hammer. And that unlocks all of this other good stuff. We are going to put that hammer in my number 8 slot, otherwise my brain is going to melt. There we go. And you can see we've got a very limited repertoire of things that we can build at the moment. So we are going to make ourselves a crafting bench. And you might just go, oh, you can't make a crafting bench, you haven't got any wood. Ha! Yep, that's what the build setting does for us. Now, with the popping up of the things that we can make, one of those items, as I indicated, one of those items we are not going to be making. I may allow a little bit of very minor use later on, and that is just going to be... It's going to be to fix things if they're causing me grief. So basically, if I get little stuck spots because there's a little, you know, wherever I put my base, if there's a little low spot which is causing me problems, I may allow myself to get a hoe and just kind of level that out so that it's not causing me grief. But the amount of hoe usage, even if I do decide I need it, is going to be the absolute bare minimum. And I may do something like, if I allow myself a hoe, I may only allow myself a hoe, you know, one hoe, and I'm not allowed to repair it. So whenever I, you know, wear it out, that's it. It'll be off the card. So at this stage, I'm aiming for 0 hoe usage. In theory, a lot of these little sort of gaps and hollows, you can sort of even them out a bit with the cultivate tool once we get one. But for now, we're just not going to have a hoe. Let's have a bit of a think. What other things? Yes, the other things and the other things. Oh, hello. The other things are going to have to wait. There we go. Now, usage of a torch like that to kill things is acceptable, because I actually don't really have another weapon. Although I should get the hang of punching things to death. That might be a good thing to be doing as well. Alright, let's get ourselves a bit more wood, because we're going to need something better than what we've got now. And we're also going to need an axe. Let's have a think. How much wood are we going to want? Now, I don't have the fire setting on. I was debating whether to have it on or not, and I just thought, no. It does make it a little bit tricky with your early bases with the wood. But, I mean, there's a big downside of that. It means I will need a charcoal maker, but charcoal makers are not an issue, simply because we've got unlimited base resources. So if I pick up, you know, one of each of the ingredients, I can make 100 charcoal makers if I need to. So I think that'll just balance itself out, and I've just got to resign myself to gathering an awful lot of wood in the future. But that is pretty much the same story for every Valheim playthrough. So yeah. Now, we've got some boars there. Alright, it's night time. I think it's about time we got... we need some more stone. Alright, we might go down and have a look at this... have a look at this lake, and we're going to see if we... Well, I say lake, it might not be a lake, it might be an ocean. It's certainly not a river. I think, look, there's some big rivers out there, but I think that's a bit too big to be considered a river, so it's going to be either a lake or an ocean, or maybe somewhere in between. Maybe it's a sea. So, has anyone in the chat Live on a river or on the sea. Anywhere, any aquatic pastimes or all of that other good stuff? I mean, I live on the coast, but I don't really have any aquatic pastimes. It's more just a, it's a bit of a I like the climate kind of arrangement. Living on the coast means it doesn't get, there's not a big temperature shift. I mean, there is a big temperature shift, but it's less here than it would be inland, because I grew up inland, and yeah, it used to get pretty cold there. In fact, it snowed lightly a couple of times when I was at school. Being on the coast, obviously, that doesn't happen in a temperate / subtropical climate. We have river running through, but you can't fish it. It has river Rottweilers. What exactly is a river Rottweiler? Annihilate? Enlighten us. Sounds like a very angry kind of fish. Well, it's obviously not piranhas because you're not in South America. What manner of thing is a river Rottweiler? I'm intrigued. Oh, Crocs. Oh, you must only have the timid and friendly ones if you're only considering them Rottweilers. The ones we have in Australia, I'm not in latitude? Yeah, latitude. I'm not at a latitude where we get Crocs. It's not warm enough for them down here. Thank heavens. But our salties, oof. They could almost eat a Volkswagen, most of them. They are very, very big. You know, if they showed an interest in a Rottweiler, it would just be like an after dinner mint, I think. We have the freshies. The freshies are fun. They're the ones with the little narrow snouts in them. Freshwater crocs, Johnson River crocodiles. They're I'm not going to say friendly. They've probably got I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe them. They won't actively go you, so to speak, but you still want to give them their you still want to give them a lot of breathing room. But then that's true of pretty much all of the wild animals around the world. If you're not if something's got teeth and you're not giving it enough space, you're going to find out just how many teeth it has. I think that's the universal rule of wild things. Oh yeah, Nile crocs. Yeah, they're probably 2/3 of the way between our Johnson River crocs, so the fresh ones, and our the saltwater crocs, the big boys. I mean, relatively speaking, there probably are saltwater crocs. They just don't get quite as big. Although the Nile, most of the Nile's fresh. You'd be freshwater in your river where you are, or is it saltwater? Or is it brackish, as they say? I think I've got enough to actually build something now, so let's do a little temporary structure here. Oh, for heaven's sake, there we go. Oh, and we can have a chopping block, so we can upgrade some stuff if we make it. Alright, building, let's go. Let's do a bit of that action. God, I've been playing so many other games. I'm getting used to all of their foibles in terms of the building. The building stuff. I've been playing RuneScape Dragon Wilds just to try and explore some of the... Oh, hello. We're not ready for you yet. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Oof, timed that well. Wait, come back here. Ah, I'm not going to be able to hit him. Let's do... Alright, let's get ourselves a roof on this. Cooking... What? Wasn't that enabled before? That's fine. Building, that's what we want. We want a roof. Now, is that enough, or are you going to tell me you're too exposed? Alright, that's fine. We'll go with... I need to put one of these in here. Oh, wait, can't you see I'm building here, mate? There we go. Alright, what do we got? Fresh string, some they can get a tad more inquisitive when the people on things like it. Oh, okay, yeah. No, that's cool. So as long as they're not dragging tourists off every 5 minutes, I think they'll be fine. It's one of those live and let live kind of deals. Now, if I put this up here, this is probably overkill. Alright. Let's make... that's interesting. We can make arrows, but we can't make a bow yet. That's hilarious. I'm going to make a flint axe because... And we might upgrade... Oh no, I need scraps to upgrade it. That's fine. We're going to put that there because that's primarily a tool. Let's go with... What am I missing for... I must need to kill a boar. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's go and kill ourselves a boar. Or 12, because we need ourselves some boar scraps. We might need to eat some food before we do that. I don't know if I want 2 boars at once. Come on. Why are you both walking in the same direction? Come on. Here we go. There we go. Crude bow, shield. Yeah, flint knife. That's what I wanted to be able to make. Flint spear. Oh, we can make a raft. No, I think I'm going to be a holdout for the carve. Look, the raft is kind of hilarious, but it takes forever to get anywhere, and I'm just not that into that mode of transport, really. Yes, how's your day going, Ollie? That's an interesting question you've posed there, Annihilate, because, you know, Ollie is a special. You know, me streaming is special, so I mean that's a thing. So there's already 2 lots of special. in the day. And I've just realised I don't have a clock in front of me. That's going to be interesting. Oh, we're half hour in, that's alright. What am I doing here? Let's have a look. Where's our map? So Eichthie... Oh, Eichthie's over there. Interesting. Alright, well, let's try and find a couple more boars here. And we'll see if we can get some more gear going. And then we might go for a bit of a run, because we need to be gathering more stuff. More stuffs and things. What have I missed between you spawning in and now? And I notice you're fighting a smelly already. Is that what you call your boars? Is it? They're smelly? Oh no, a skelly, sorry. Yes, rhyming slang. Yeah, I haven't got very far. I spent most of the first Valheim day just up at the summoning stone, the spawning stone thing up here, just explaining the rules. And I made myself a little... it's not even a shack really, it's just a workbench with an upgrade. And that's pretty much it really. I need flint knife. What do I need for that? Oh, I need more flint. Alright, well we can grab some of that too while we're here. There is rarely a shortage of flint around the Meadows coastline. Had a ton to do. Yes, Valentine's Day is well, it's a thing. I'm not going to obsess on it. I have universally done all of the relationship things, or at least all the good ones anyway. And I am, I fly solo these days, and I really don't see that I am in a hurry to change that anytime between now and when I decide to move on to, well, hopefully not Valheim. Hopefully I've been worthy enough when it comes time, and I'll get to go all of the way to the Viking afterlife. But yeah, based on my genetics, that's probably maybe a whisker over halfway there, I'd say. Pretty long-lived, my family, as far as genetics go. Who knows? I might still be doing this series at that stage. No, I'm still playing Valheim in 40 or 50 years. Look, it'll be a good thing, but I'm sure I would have potentially moved on to something a little bit different by then. In Valheim, you'll probably be able to play that on your toothpick or your toothbrush or something in 50 years' time with the advances in technology. Alright, how are we going with our flint? Oh yeah, that's a good flint supply. Alright, let's go back and get ourselves... I mean, because I've got free building, the temptation is to just, build benches everywhere to do all my upgrades, but I'm trying to be a bit tidy. I mean, this is my forever world. I'm not... I don't want to leave too many crumbs everywhere. I want to be nice and neat and tidy about that whole exercise. If I'm going to build something, it's going to have a bed, and it's hopefully going to look a bit special. Ball trophy, that doesn't really unlock anything. There's another boar in here somewhere. Where'd he go? Over there. Come on, come get some. Yeah. Bit of a fail on that parry. So yeah, this is our... I mean, this is a bit of a pretty sort of an outlook for somewhere to potentially build a base, but I'm determined. I actually want to find a river with this playthrough. I want to do a base on a river, and I want to make it look a bit fancy. So we're gonna continue our search. We've got a bit of wood. Bone fragments are going to be a thing, but that's fine. Yeah, alright, let's get some stuff going. VR Valheim. Oh, okay, that's that might be a thing. I don't have a VR setup, but Valheim's not particularly demanding, and the engine's very stable. I reckon that could be a thing. Maybe put in a suggestion with the devs, see if they want to do a VR version. That would be pretty sexy, actually. I think I'd be worried it'd be, for anyone familiar with the Red Dwarf book series, more than the TV show, because the TV show it was really only one episode and you don't get a sense of how addictive the system was. But in the Red Dwarf books, there's in fact I think one of the books is called Better Than Life, and they go into their struggles of addiction of this you know, fully immersive video game. And I think I'd be a bit like that. I think I'd be a bit too inclined to spend a lot of my time in VR Valheim. So yeah. Anyway, good suggestion. Very good suggestion. So what's the loot? Loot setting is 1. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up on chat. Weapons at this stage, I'm 100% not using maces, because that's like my default go-to everywhere, just because they're quite strong against I'm gonna say a decent amount of the foes that you come across, and they are, what's the word, you know, there are some really good maces in the game as well. But I'm very much determined not to use maces. And that is going to include the two-handed variety as well. So that means no door knockers. Yep, that's what I thought. I was pretty sure you couldn't chop them down with the flint axe, and I was correct. What else is there to know? I want to try and not have a bow, and I'm going to have a solution for that shortly. And I'm not going to be a mage at all, not even in a hybrid sense, because my last 2 series I ended up switching to mage just because mage is OP, and OP works quite well in Ashlands. But with my combat setting 1 down from normal, I'm pretty sure I can make a melee setup work for... yeah, swords and spears are fine. I'm pretty sure I can make a melee setup work in Ashlands. I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It is going to be a bit of a challenge, but then that's Ashlands. That's what it's supposed to be. But between now and I would say, I'd say at least Plains. Where even with the limitations I'm putting on myself in terms of essentially wanting to use anything that I haven't used to death, so to speak, previously, I'm just going to be exploring it. So given recently they did an update and there are now the dual-wielded axes, you can actually get them earlier in the game. That's the thing I actually want to try and find, but they are quite hard to find. So we're going to have to do a lot of exploring in our meadows to see if we can find the location where they are. There's 2 axe heads we need, and they're in, from what I understand, they're in 2 different types of building. And one is pretty much 100% chance to find. The other one is a slightly rarer. So, yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Now, flint spear. We're going to try and kill deer with the spear, because spear and deer, you know, it rhymes. Now, Annihilate. This is going to be a single player series, so I'm actually not going to, unless there's some special event comes up, I'm not intending to have this as a a stream. It's going to be a stream. Don't mind me. It's Sunday morning. There's going to be some words falling out of my head, and suitable amounts of mirth and merriment are definitely going to come out of that. But no, this is just going to be a single player playthrough. If I was going to do it as a group exercise, I probably would have wanted to do it like because this is going to be a world building map, and it would work better if it was everyone involved was there for the majority of the time, and that's not very fair on anyone, particularly who's maybe has other commitments or they have a lot of other things going on in their world at the moment. So that's pretty much why it's just going to be a single player thing at this stage. Yeah, I do need to do something about food at the moment. I've got a ton of berries, but I don't really have much else. Now, what can I upgrade? I can upgrade my flint axe. I can upgrade that. It's only wood and stone. We'll upgrade our hammer. What do we need? We need more leather scraps, and we need some flint to get our spear up a level. Okay, so how's the damage compare? So that's 5 to 11, and that is... yeah, but that one swings a lot faster. Okay, so we have nighttime. Just having a bit of a think whether I want to do... I want to make my way around to Eichthea. Yeah, I'm not going to commit to setting up anything more than this little workbench for now. In fact... no, we're going to knock this down. So, actually no we're not. We are going to cook something first. 8 and fire... and you... oh, that's right, I've got necktails as well. Yeah, that's fine. This will give us 3 foods again. It'll make it a bit safer if I come across any... what's the word? Oh, I don't need cover for Arrested Buff. I can literally just sit down. There you go. You don't need to be undercover. You just need to be near a campfire and not be in the rain, because obviously the rain will put your campfire out. But even if you are beside a bonfire, so they're the ones that don't go out when it rains, because you got a wet debuff, it's going to prevent you from resting. So yeah, I can basically sit here indefinitely cooking with no roof over my head, and so as long as it doesn't rain, I will keep my 8-minute rested buff. Alright, so that is our Alright, so we've got some food. I'll just chuck it up there for now. So we've got... Yeah, we can't do that. We'll have some of that, and we'll have some of that. Alright, that should get our food, our hit pointy stuff up. Now, I've not... See, this is why I wanted to do this. I've not actually, you know, done the whole spear throwing thing. So there is going to be a lot of very interesting learning that's going to come out of that. Alright, we did see a deer over there. Actually, and I can hear one behind me. Let's see if we can stalk a deer and get ourselves a bit of deer hide. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting deer. Okay, the deer was over here if my headphone audio is anything to go by. Which it should be. We keep getting sneak skill up, so that's usually a good sign. Where's that deer? I can see one running away. I'd say the Skelly ruin is where that Skelly came from. Oh, there he is there. Okay. Now, throwing, I think, is a... I think it's a middle mouse. Nope, that didn't work. I need to allow a bit more drop, it looks like. Alright, let's find Mr. Deer. Alright, let's allow a little bit more drop. Nope, that didn't work either. Okay, so the spear has probably a bit more drop on it than the crude bow does. It's similar, but it's definitely worse. Alright, where'd that deer go? He headed off in this general direction. Ah, he swam out in the water. Oh, I don't like it when they do that. Alright, that's fine. We'll give up on that for an activity for a little bit. And we are going to... yeah, let's do our exploring. Alright, we'll run down this way. Alright, what's the bets on how many times I can fail to hit a deer with this spear? I'm determined to put the two together because, I mean, deer rhymes with spear, and, you know, that's normally the match made in heaven. This would be a lot easier during the day, but that's alright. There you are. Alright. Let's see, we've got a rock in the way. I don't think we're ready for trick shots. Ah, spotted me. Don't think we're ready for trick shots just yet. None of that... Alright, well let's practice on a boar then. Alright, come on Charlie, you can stop right there. There we go. Alright, stationary target, we're going to allow about that much. Seriously? That stopped short. Wow. I am seriously... I am seriously underestimating how much drop there is in throwing the spear. What is that over there? Oh, that's the deer. That's the one that went for a swim. Alright, let's see if we can get this one. Oh. Third time's a charm. Oh, yeah. Decided on a name. Oh, okay. What name did we settle on? Ah, there we go. Success. Great success. Oh, that one went too far. Alright. Yeah, I'm a bit jammy with trophies sometimes, I'm not going to lie. I've had a couple of playthroughs. Anytime I play with Itchy, the drop rate for the Elite Trophy, the Dragar Elite Trophy, is appalling. We end up killing about 30 or 40 dungeons and a bunch of spawners, and we still haven't found it. Yet my 2 solo playthroughs, it was like the first or the second Dragar Elite I killed, I got the trophy, so yeah. 2. I was a bit slow on that one. Oi, who can see me? Seriously? Ah, oh, there's a dude there, that's why. Alright, well. Ugh. That was an epic fail. Alright. Are you allowing fist weapons? Yeah, I haven't. The only weapons that I'm absolutely 100% ruling out at this stage is anything that's blunt. Obviously, I used my torch at the start because I was given one, and you know it's kind of quite useful until you. It's quite useful, you know, until you can actually make a weapon. But I mean, it's also it's a torch, so you know what are you going to do? But I'm not going to be making any maces or mace-like weapons, so the two-handed ones. I am going to try, if I can get good with the spear and have a decent chance of actually, you know, killing things with the spear, I'm very definitely not going to have bows. I'm trying to stay away from bows because I'm very reliant on bows in every single Valheim playthrough. And to be brutally honest, bows are a little bit on the overpowered side, particularly if you can get your skills up. And I honestly, I don't really want to. They get a bit boring and a bit predictable. And look, it's a lot of fun to pull off the long range shot with your really good bows later. But there's in this playthrough, I'm going to try and demonstrate that there is other ways of doing things, and not having a bow and not being a mage. Oh, hello. Not having a bow and not being a mage rules out the 2 most powerful long range options. So I just want to cock that up pretty badly. Alright, well, let's let's come in here. We've messed that up pretty badly. All right. Yeah, this is the sort of issue. I'm reasonably sure the spear is going to be a bit like the bows in the sense that the downsides of the low level implementation is just this whole working out how much drop to allow for, and that it's going to get a little bit better with time and leveling up. But I don't know for sure. This is a whole reason for doing things a bit differently. Oh, for Pete's sake. I thought that was going to hit. Alright, I could hear another one around here. I didn't really check my mic level. I'm trying not to, talk loudly, but I'm not getting too quiet for everyone, am I? I'm not blowing my mic out. I would put a monitor in my ears, but I'm not necessarily a big fan of hearing myself. I've gotten the habit of muting my mic when I'm doing my voiceovers. Sorry, not muting my mic. I mean as in the recording software. I mute it so I'm not getting the monitor playback. I mean, if I'm alert and it's, something that happens on a work phone call or whatever because of a bad line, I'm sort of used to it because there was a time over 30 years ago when I was a radio DJ for a while, and you just absolutely... by definition, there's always a monitor signal coming back through your headphones. So whenever you're doing announcements and weather reports and stuff like that with an open mic, it's all coming back through your ears. And so I'm kind of used to that. But when there's not really a script per se, and my brain needs to do a bit more thinking, it's a little distracting, I'm going to say. So I'm going to try and do without it, but if it becomes a problem, I'll just move forward and adapt, so to speak. Eat. Oh, yes, ma'am. 5. I'll leave those cooked ones for a bit longer. I don't have a lot of cooked food at the moment, so I'm going to try and stretch it a little bit. Alright. Is there a low-level flaming spear? No, not at all. Spears don't come in any flavours whatsoever. They're just a thrown-piercing weapon. My volume is perfect. Awesome. Good to hear. Bear claws, if you can get your hands on them first, a really good weapon against Ichthy. Oh, okay. Nice. Good to know. I don't know. On this combat setting, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see how I go with the whole... whether I'm going to try and just do a given boss with the tools available in that biome kind of thing. I don't know. I'll wait and see. For now, it's mostly just get around, murder some annoying, boars, get some more deer leather. How are we going on that front? Ooh, 5. Yeah, I'd forgotten how slow default loot is. Is our fire still going? Yeah, alright. We're going to go over here and we're going to get ourselves a bit of a rested buff. Now, we can do that quite easily because, and I really need to stop hitting the B button for the build. So the two games I've been playing a lot of lately is RuneScape Dragon Wilds, and the build menu, there is no hammer. So you just hit B to go into build, and the other one is Star Rupture, which is the same. It's you hit B to go into build menu. So coming back here, it's a bit. Yeah, I'm going to be hitting the B button for a while. I think is what I'm essentially getting to. We're going to do that. I can't really do much else at the moment. If I got anything on me that I don't really need, yeah, I do. So what I might do is I'm going to just going to put a couple of chests down here that I can unload into. Because, you know, dandelions, bee dandelions, they're not going to be useful for a while. And I definitely don't need trophies. And I'll keep the bone fragments here because I'm not going to be using those. Stone. I'll keep that on me for a minute. I'm going to see if I can... I'll make myself a round shield. And... upgrade our build hammer. Upgrade our flint knife. Upgrade our shield. Flint spear. Yeah, we ran out of leather and stuff, so that's fine. Now, can I make... I probably can't make any armor yet. Nah, I need a lot more deer leather. Alright, so I'm going to leave the deer leather here. I'm going to need a lot more bone fragments too. So I'm going to leave all of this here. I'll get rid of the stone. I'll get rid of the resin. I'm going to cook up a bit more meat. We're going to have a chill Winston and get ourselves another rested buff while we're cooking. And yes, what else do we know? Don't know. Trying to think about some other things with whoops, didn't mean to stand up then. With my settings, the free build cost. It's not like God mode when you can build stuff in God mode where it quote unquote uses resources to build it, which means when you break those items you get those resources back. No build cost option means literally that. So you know, building a bench normally takes 10 wood. Well, it takes 0 wood, which means when you break it you get 0 wood back. So you can't, there's no way of sort of cheating the system to get additional resources, like, you know, build a wood stack and break it to get 50 wood kind of thing. You can't do that. The no build cost is literally no build cost, which means there's nothing to return when you break it. And that's kind of good too, because if you're building and you're not happy with a setup, and knowing the way I build things, yeah, that is definitely going to happen. Where I'm going to be building and rebuilding things. That's just how my brain works sometimes. You don't need to have an empty inventory to do that, because you don't need the resources on you, and anything that you need to destroy, you're not going to get anything back, and that's a really nice freedom to have when you're sort of in creative mode, so to speak, and building. Because, yeah, it's not like when you're putting a stone floor down, you need to, you know, have a cart or some chests nearby with all the extra stone in it, because you're not going to be able to carry very much. Yeah, this gets rid of that. The biggest challenge I have with it is I get so distracted with building and destroying and building and destroying, I break my build hammer. And you tend to go through build hammers rather quickly when your build cost is free, but that's all right. I usually make sure I have a couple of covered workbenches around, and I just run over and repair it, and, you know, pick up where I left off, so to speak. What other pitfalls am I going to have in this? Not really thinking of any. Oh yeah, the free build cost is nice for exploring because you don't need to, like, because your boats, because they're from the build hammer as well. So, you know, you can effectively have unlimited boats, but I'm going to try not to do that simply because, as I said, I want to keep this map nice and tidy. So I'm not going to have 100 bases. I'll probably have maybe like one, maybe two big-ish ones. And then I won't... and the rest will be just to do with having portals out in the world. But when I do that, it'll be just something like this, and I'll just whack a portal in front of it. Just so I've got a repair bench nearby so I can repair it if it gets damaged. And that's going to be it. And there'll be a gazillion of those around. But I've got deer, cooked deer. No, I'm going to save my cooked deer. I'm just going to run on these three for now. Now, what I want to do here, something that's just... I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that I'll say, oh, it just occurred to me. But honestly, it did. It just occurred to me that I need a little bit more here because I want to... I want to drop a bed. And it's not necessarily to rest, it's just to have a respawn point. And we'll go with a bit of open plan living here, and we'll go furniture, and we'll go bed, and we'll just pop that in there. That'll be fine. Oh, really? Okay. We'll close it in a bit then. Is that enough? Yeah, there we go. See, I'm called Chill Rob. And then if I get too miffed with something, the chat can just say Chill Rob. Because I'm obviously getting too involved with things if I'm getting all ragey about it. I just need to take some time and chill, Rob. Alright, now what else am I doing? I have food, I have that. I don't really have anything to upgrade. I have... let's get our rested maxed out again. And then we're going to go for a run. We're going to see what's between us and our Eikthyr. Knowing my luck, we'll probably come across 2 more altars that are along the way. Although in theory that shouldn't happen because our starting location, our spawn location is there. So that Eikthyr is actually the closest one. So yeah, they might be a bit spread out on this seed. That's interesting. This is the first seed I've had for a while where I'm actually going to have to go for a decent run to get to the nearest Eikthyr altar. So yeah, this will be interesting. Alright. Well, these guys have respawned. That's alright. I have a knife and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm not going to obsess over trying to kill deer at the moment. We need a squillion more boar scraps, so I'm just going to trash boars, and I'm going to try and locate any other resources that might be of use in the meadows. Oh, hello, that's a boar stone. These things are fun. Oh, hello. That was a deer. Oh, hello. Oh. Oh, that's a 2-star deer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to one-shot it with this spear, but we're going to give it a good solid go. Ah, missed it. Damn it. Oh. Yeah, I want that 2-star because that's going to have some pretty good... That's going to have some pretty good loot on it. That is worthy of the time investment, I'm going to say. Where did you go? Trying to find deer in these forests is... Ah, oh, there you are. Did I stealth in time? I did. Gotcha. Ha ha! Look at that. Was that sexy or was that sexy? No, throwing spears at deers is not sexy, but, you know, that was a nice clean kill. We'll go with that. Ah, yes, cleaning up the kitchen. Well, you know, you've got that whole family thing going on now, Annihilate. I can quite confidently predict that there's going to be a fair bit more of that in your future. You know, just having more people in your life, whether they're small people or full-size people or, you know, various levels of people in between, does tend to generate a lot more kitchen-related traffic. So, yeah. Good luck with that one. Okay. Is that... Oh, do we... Okay. When I looked down the shore, I might have thought that this was a river, but it might not be. Okay. I wonder if we are landlocked here. Yeah, that's not... Yep, that is not a river. There's a bit more water through there, but that's definitely not a river. Okay. Looks like there's no shortage of deer around. That's good. I can hear them all over the shop. Oh yes, Ollie, no build cost means epic base, definitely. And that's the whole point. Well, not the complete whole point of this run through, but I just want the freedom to just go nuts, really. And that doesn't necessarily imply a big base. It just means, you know, a detailed base, and a base that has all of the things and all of the right things. You know, not a trying to make do with this or that or something else because I don't have enough resources to do any better. Another 2-star deer. Yep, and we got him. Nice. Alright, well, I appear to be having a bit better run with getting my spear action going on. But it's like anything. It's practice, practice, practice. How much flint have I got? Yeah, I'm not going to need much more, because a lot of the flint usage in the game, particularly early on, is just because you need a lot of flint to make the bench upgrades, but of course they don't cost us anything, which means the only flint that we really need is to do with upgrading our weapons. And we've got to put a couple levels on this spear, so a little bit more flint. I might stop it at 1 stack, I think. Oh, hello. Can we get a bird? Oh, yeah! In the head. Nice. Feathers, there we go. Fire arrows and flint head arrows. But at this stage, not planning on making a bow. I haven't ruled it out. There might be situations where I just have to have a bow, in which case I'll make a bow then. But for the moment, I really want to try and make this work with a spear if I can. There's something called a Spartan playthrough. Shout out Emma T. Potato. She has a group that's going through, they're calling it a Spartan playthrough. You can't wear, so it's a bit like, the 300 or Meet the Spartans or whatever. You don't get to wear a chest piece. You only get like pants and a hat and a cape. You can only use Spartan weapons, so a round shield and a spear. And as you can imagine, there's probably quite a lot of hilarity involved with that. I must admit, I haven't really had the time to keep up with that, but the bits and pieces I've been able to watch have been quite funny. But I'm not doing a Spartan playthrough, but the whole spear usage thing intrigued me, so I thought, yeah, let's do that. Let's not have a bow for as long as we can, and let's see if we can fill the ranged gap with a spear in a well, we'll say a satisfactory way. Oh, missed him. Oh, hello. I don't know if I'm going to need to resign myself to carrying more than one spear. That might become a thing. Is that a deer there, or is that a... No, that's a stump. Trying to see the deers at night is always interesting because they are so darkly coloured. Nah, that deer doesn't want to... keeps re-aggroing whenever he comes near, so we're just going to move on. That is definitely not a river. Oh, hello. It's been 5 minutes. Here's another grayling. Alright, so looks like we're almost there. What didn't we pick up? Resin. A little bit more flint. Dropped the bottle while getting some coke, and that sort of went off something. Oh, yeah. That's the old coke volcano. That is, yeah, good luck with that one. It has a tendency to become a very large, very well spread out, sticky mess. Oh, hello. There's a 2 deer there. That's a normal one. No, really? Alright. Yeah, still judging the old distance thing with the spear. Still not quite there yet. Okay, so Eighthir Altar is just up here. Oh yes, there's definitely consequences. I mean, honestly, any kind of cleanup in the kitchen, if you're only going to do half a job, there's always downsides. Nope, too long. Alright, let's see if we can backstab this one. Hello, dear. See what I did there? Car equals full valet. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not great. How many trophies we got? I only got 2. Hunt his kin. Yeah, already on it. Already on it. So that's our Eikthyr altar. Alright, now we've got some daylight, and we know that we are very likely landlocked with our body of water there. I think we are going to branch out a bit here. I'm looking for structures. I have to say I haven't really seen that many, but sticking to the coast like that, inevitably you do tend to not see as many. Or at least that seems to be my luck. Maybe that's the counterbalance to how lucky I am with trophies, I don't know, but God, there's good amounts of berries. Actually, I need to start marking my map with berries. I'm not going to gather them at the moment because I've got like 25 on me and I don't really need the berries at this stage. I'll like for these groups where there's a bunch next to each other, I may end up coming back and just chucking a portal in there, because for potions and things later we are going to need quite a lot of berries, but I'm not going to fill myself up yet, not until I've got a base. Ants and then the wrath of a devil woman scorned. Yes, the out of those two, it is really hard to pick which is the worst. I think it comes down to what kind of ants that you've attracted. If it's just the little tiny black ants that just get everywhere and they're just, just a mess of ants, that's probably not as bad as the scorn of a, woman. But, when you get bigger, angrier ants that also decide that other things in that area are equally fair game, then I don't know. I think I'll be on the fence in that situation. Because once you get those... Oh, another borestone. Wow. Going alright with the old borestones. I might actually mark this one. This one's in a nice spot. Huh? Oh, I must unequip my knife. Whoops. That's a random newbie thing to do, but that's alright. We are the channel of the very rudimentary Rob. So a bit of noob stuff every now and again, I think, is just part and parcel of the whole situation. I want... How are we going on ball scraps? Oh, we're going alright. I want... Wow, there's tons of berries in this area. Alright, I'm going to put another marker here. I hear... I hear another deer, so I pull out my spear. If only I had a beer. Deer. There you go. That's my rudimentary hunting poem for today. Can you give me a mark out of 5? You know, was it good? Was it bad? Do I need to do better? Does it meet the rudimentary standard? You know the drill. Oi, why are you randomly running off? You're not even aggroed. That's just rude. Seriously? How far are you running? Alright, fine. Onwards and upwards. We need ourselves... Well, there's a good amount of... Oh, hello, that's a structure. It won't have anything useful in it, but... Is there a chest in the top there? That would be a no. So... Nope. Nada. Oh, 5 out of 5. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you. Thank you. I'll do I put my usual bribes in the default bank account, or have you got a different bank account for those? Pressurized champagne spraying event, but with Pepsi Max ins. Oh my god, yeah. Honestly, the sugar-free drinks, I swear they are stickier and more gross to clean up. Ooh, that's Black Forest. They're stickier and nastier to clean up than the full sugared varieties, I reckon. That would be my general thoughts on the matter. Ooh, big scary Black Forest. Okay. Uh-oh. I just heard some skelly action, which means there's a dungeon there. Oh, it's so tempting to go into a dungeon. Alright, majority vote here. Vote 1 if you want me to find this skelly and that dungeon and go in there, or 0, I need to, you know, put my skirt on and stay in the meadows for a bit longer. Ooh, that's a bear. Alright, I'm going to need some votes here, chat. Nope, there's no biome rules. Alright, so we've got a 1 vote for... Alright, how many we got? We got 4 watching. Well, I'm one of those, so we got 3 watching. So we can get a majority here if everyone gets involved. We've got vote 1 for going after this bear slash skelly slash dungeon. Or vote 0 if, you know, you want to avoid spoilers and I want to stay out. Yeah, no biome rules, Ollie. I can go wherever I want and do whatever I want. I'm just putting restrictions on which weapons I'm allowed to use. It'll help limit that to an extent, because having a mace or a club at this level that's reasonably maxed out is a little bit on the OP side, especially if your combat settings are easier than default. Bear does claws, yeah, it does, and leather. That said, though, the chances that I'll get everything I need out of 1 bear is unlikely, especially with this loot setting. I'd probably need to kill maybe half a dozen bears to be eaten with a shot, but because there's the Berserker outfit as well, or the Barbarian outfit. Alright, well, are we getting any other votes in here? I'm gonna count the votes in about 30 seconds. Alright, well, Oladino wins with 1 vote, so let's see if I can... Well, if I can not die... Ooh, big scary black forest. Okay. If this is a 1-star bear, I am truly screwed in this game. Oh, that's a 1-star bear. Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna die if I go after that bear. Balls. What's the bear? Bear's resistant. Bear's resistant to piercing. Alright, let's get the axe out. I do have an upgraded... Alright, I'll wait until my... And can I vote twice? No, you only get 1 vote, Ollie. I had a feeling based on his colour. I thought he might have been a 1-star. Now, he murdered that Skelly, which is kind of annoying, because I want to see... Oh, there's a tower. Oh, it might not have been a dungeon. It might have just been a Skelly tower. In which case... Oh, God, I've only got 1 spear, though. This is going to be... Nope, that's not... That's a Great Orf. Hang on, is that a brute? Yep, that's a brute. I think the game is trying to tell me something here. Yeah, it's... I'm like... I'm just wearing the rag tunic, guys. This is a bit of an ask. But, alright, let's give it a go. I'm going to try and get in here. I don't even know if the stairs are intact in that. Alright, we got... Oh, that's a lot of skelly bones. Oh, trophy! Ooh. That's a lot of skelly bones. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, that's a lot of skelly bones. There's got to be a dungeon here somewhere. You won't find that many bones away from, like, 1 or 2 maybe, but that's a lot. Oh, I'm really testing the friendship here. If that bear turns around. Alright, so there is a dungeon here somewhere. Where is this dungeon? That guy's got purple eyes, that's alright. Alright, I think I have a plan. We're gonna commandeer this tower. And I'm gonna see if I can make some armor. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Really? Oh, 5. There we go. Gonna keep our food up. Yeah, this isn't a skelly tower, though. This is a... You don't normally get skelly towers with this extra bit outside. So in a hardcore run, we came across one of these. In fact, this is what eventually became the swamp base. But these are always Great Dwarves. Ooh. Okay. Oh, he stuck his head inside. There's no stairs, and if I go into build mode, they're going to see me, so we need to... Ooh, 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 he'll see me. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you dog. Alright, actually I want that one. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, he knows where I am, but I want to get the drop on him. It's alright, chill Winston. Yeah, it's. I don't think there's a skelly tower around here. Where did my spear go? I don't think it went out the window. I think it's... No, he's alert. Oh no, he's chill. He's also facing the door. Can you face somewhere else, dude? Come on, I need you to face somewhere else. Oh, you're coming to the door. Ugh, I don't really want to be dealing with that brute, but he gave me a perfect opening there. Oh, he didn't go me. Nice. Alright, let's pick up this stuff. Oh, he's aggroed me now. Alright, let's go toe to toe with the brute. I'm going to live to regret this, hopefully. He's aggroed on something else. Okay, that's weird. Alright, well, I'll take it. The bear's definitely not going to be like that. Where did my damn spear go? I thought it went out through a window. Oh, there it is. Wow, went for miles. All right, let's grab our spear for a minute. Get some more deer going on. I don't even think deer leather is going to be enough on this combat setting against a 1-star bear, but look, we'll give it a fair shot. I'll grab a few of these too while we're here. Alright, first thing we are going to do, we are going to put we've got to put a crafting bench down, so we'll do that. We'll put some bench upgrades down. We will put a door. We will put that down. I'm pretty sure these are a little bit more durable than... And then we will do a bit of... Actually, I want to be able to get onto the roof. No, I don't. That's going to be my... That's going to be my little... yeah, that'll do. I'll come down this way. And we need a bit more roof action. And probably one more off the bottom of that. Oh yeah, we might cover that in. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, I'm hearing more skellies. Now that could just be a nighttime spawn, I don't know. We need to be a bit planned about this. We've only got 20 deer hides, so let's go with the trousers. Hang on, why can't I make the tunic? What am I missing for the tunic? We haven't discovered the recipe yet. Leather helmet. Leather trousers. What am I missing for the tunic? I've got resin. I'm missing something really obvious. This is going to be a Sunday morning thing, I'll bet. How are we going? We're hour and 45. Cool. Alright. That's going pretty damn good. Alright, well, we're going to make that. We're going to make that. Yeah, I will sleep out. I'm just going to make... I'll do that. And put that on. And I'll put some pants on. Pants are important. What else do I want to do? I want to see if I can upgrade some stuff. So I'm going to be using the axe to fight the bear most likely. So having that at max level is going to help. Armor is definitely a thing. Upgrading the helmet. Yeah, we need crazy amounts of bone fragments and we need more deer leather. We do have flint and wood. Yeah, let's upgrade that. How are we doing for ball leather? Nah, I'm not going to throw ball leather away upgrading that tunic. That's fine. Now we're going to make, because this is turning into a bit of a base, we're going to make a... that's going to be too exposed, so we'll put our bed over here, and we want some comfort items. We may as well have a torch, and we're going to have a couple of quick chests down. Boar trophies, don't care. Don't care. I don't really need resin. I'll keep those on me. I'll keep the trophy on me. That doesn't matter. Can't really do much with the thistle for a while. And that's just raw meat. I'll leave that behind. Yeah, I'll put the feathers in here. Doesn't matter. Boar's going to have a ton of drops. I'll just get everything out of my inventory. Eat, eat, eat. We're going to sleep, sleep, sleep. Workbench level 2, deer and bones. Well, I should have still been able to see the deer tunic because I've got level 3 workbench. See, look, I've got arrows, I've got the bow, I've got deer hide cape, which is basically a waste of leather at this stage. Oh no, there's a leather tunic. Why didn't that show before? That's weird. Alright. I would have benefited from having that, but it's fine. Alright, we've got our upgraded poking device. We've got a bit of armor. Let's go and see if we can die. Knowing my luck, the bear's probably despawned. Nope. That's definitely a bear right there. I know it looks like a tree, but trust me, that's a bear. Alright, let's start with this. Yeah, hardly any damage. Oh no. Because they're all friendly with each other. So stabbing the bear. Alright, this is going to be it. Oh, yeah, I need to parry those. That hurt. Let's get a bit of health back. Oh, yeah, no. That plan doesn't work. Alright. Nope, that's definitely not working. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, I'll grab some bloobs while we're here. Yeah, 1-star bear, that fight was never going to go well if I couldn't get the timing down. Ah, here's our dungeon. Okay, the bear's given up. Hopefully he's not going to chew on our... Hopefully he's not going to chew on our tower, but, you know, we got free build, so it's not a big deal if he knocks stuff over. We'll just rebuild it. Yes, thanks, Itchy. Yeah, I know. That's a stable requirement for you know, tanking is trying not to block things with your face like that. Alright, that's a door, that's a door. I should probably build a torch. There we go. We can see what we're doing now. That looks like it's open, so that's going to be a thing. Oh yeah, that's a door. And this is a dead end. Okay. Alright, well, first rule of dungeons is we turn right, so we're going to turn right in here. Oh, that's a few. Yeah, that'll work. Fat loots. Hopefully there's no spawner here. No, no spawner, that's fine. Some fat loots. We're going to need lots of fat loots. And we will, yeah, we'll have all of that. Yes, Itchy has lots of very useful advice when it comes to these sorts of games. Primarily, you know, not blocking with your face is probably the most worthy and immediately useful of those. But certainly not limited to that, no. Itchy has his own channel. Oladino has her own channel. Itchy's channel is at Itchy's Online Gaming 5341. You should abbreviate that, dude. That's a bit of a mouthful to try and read that out. And Oladino's channel is just at Oladino. She hasn't really done much with Valheim for a while, but she does enjoy playing it, and as I indicated at the end of the hardcore run I did, yeah, her building has come a long way. I am very, very proud of her progress and ability to come up with some quite nice builds, I have to say. So well done. Well done indeed. We're going to grab all of that. I'll grab that. Honestly, I don't know why I'm picking up this many Surtling cores, because the Surtling cores, damn, are they used in any equipment? I don't think they are. I probably don't need to be picking up more than a couple of them, because I got free build costs, so, you know, one Surtling core is the same as a million Surtling cores as far as my building limitations go. Wow, he respawned. Oh, I know what it is, because I'm playing on a server. Yeah. That might be a bit of the differences that I'm noticing. Now, how's our map going? I think I need to get back to the shore here. Oh, I better mark this as done. Yeah, I keep them marked on the map because the skellies around them always respawn, so if I'm hunting for more skelly bones, it can be a place I can come back to periodically to get more skelly bones. Alright, I'm going to switch back to this fella for a bit so I can get some more skill ups going. Come on, come get some. Yes, yes, I am equally the same way. How many bloobs have I got? Not many. Alright, I won't start eating them. I'll stick with me raspberries. Something... I think that's another dungeon over there. Yep, that's another dungeon. So as long as I don't come across a troll, I think I should be alright. Although trolls having a weak point that's weak to piercing is not really a... doesn't really make trolls too much of a concern, but given the first bear I run across is a 1-star bear, knowing my luck, my first troll I come across is probably going to have 2 stars on it. Is that... I wonder, is that an ocean or is that more of the same lake? Yeah, didn't time that. Alright, where are we? Let's put you down there. Alright, let's go in. We are in. You know what? I think that's the only time I've done the heavy attack with the knife. I may have to do that more often. That was quite satisfying. Alright, let's see if we can clear this out before our torch gives out. Ah, I didn't actually intend for my torch to be my... I want it to be my offhand. There we go. Alright, let's make another one then. Oh, hello, rancid remains. Die, you pain in the backside. There we go. Let that poison run out. There we go. Cool. Alright, that works. Oh, and we have an elder marker. Okay. I'm going to say that's pretty close. Let me think. Where did I see the water? I saw the water that way. Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? Alright, we'll have a bit more, on the elder. Oh, that's not a door. The rest of the morning. Yes, good night, Annihilate. Thanks for coming. Have a good sleep. Enjoy the whole family thing. Okay. Apparently we are going through torches. Looks like blocking with a torch must consume durability on it as well. It's funny the little things that you've been playing a game for like 1600 hours and you know, there's still little things that you haven't really picked up on before. Oh, that's not good. Alright, let's That was a bit of a handful. 1 star. Definitely don't want to be coming across a 2 star. 2 star anything at the moment is that is going to be a Nope Express. Hang on, did I? Yeah, that's right, that went nowhere. That's not how I want to do it. I want you and then you. Yep, nothing down that way. Alright, so we just need to go out this way. Bones, that's mainly why I'm here. Ooh, I got a good amount of bone fragments out of this run. Oh, another one. Oh, I did not time that well. Oh, come on. There we go. Oof, that was close. Those rancid remains are a bit of a handful, I'm going to say. Oh, yeah, we're gradually narrowing down the exact location of the elder there. Another half a dozen stones, and we might even get it down to the 1 meter resolution. I'm being facetious, obviously. You only need to hit 1 marker to find out where the boss is. It's just sometimes you just get spammed with boss markers everywhere you go, and you just, you know, find some way of including them in the narrative. Oh yeah, we don't have a spear at the moment. So we've got a shoreline down here. Okay. Spawner. Let's let our health recover a little bit here. Yeah, nothing can open doors. They can very, 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 very much destroy them, but it does take them a little while. Do we have a chest in there, do we think? Doesn't look like it, does it? Alright, we'll have a bit of a look and see. Be hard to tell with this tree here, but yeah, that would be a no. There's no chest here. Now, where am I facing? Well, this could be the same lake. Or it's the ocean. I don't know. I can't see the other side, so maybe this is the ocean. Alright, well. We're going to have to get rid of a few locals first, so let's get rid of this spawner. I think we're going to want the axe for this. Oh, there's a shaman there. Okay. Oh, he spotted me. That's fine. Trouble is, the minute I kill him... This is a trick with these spawners. They can only ever have spawn 3 Great Dwarves, and you can assume... There we go. You can assume that the 3 that are around it are from it, which means it won't spawn anything else. So, if you do not have, you know, 1 or 2 star this or that or something else around the spawner, then you may as well just run in and kill a spawner before it has a chance to spit something out that you will regret. Don't really need stone. Get rid of that. Yep, that's fine. We'll have some more food because it's night time. Ah. Might this... That looks an awful lot like a river that we could take to go somewhere. So is this... Is this part of the same body of water? I think it might be. Plot thickens. Alright, let's put this away. You know what? I only need fine wood and I could be making portals. We can't chop fine wood without a bronze axe, so that's not a thing. And we haven't come across any trolls yet, so I can't do any troll mining. Oh, hello. That's a troll cave. I don't hear any grumbling, though. No, it doesn't look like there's any trolls out at the moment, so... I think what I'm going to do, because it's night time, we are going to go with a crafting bench, a bit of floor, about there will do. Come on, snap, there we go. We'll put a bed on it, and then we'll put a roof over it. Alright, we'll have a bit of a snooze. Cool. We have 6 people watching. Hello and welcome to anyone who has joined. We are here deep in the Black Forest on day whatever it is that we're up to. I know I said I was going to be clean about this, but I think I might... Nah, I'm going to destroy this. I don't like leaving messes around. There we go. Clean world. I think we're going to go back this way. Oh, that was a stone I dropped. Alright, we'll go back this way. We're going to... I need to know whether this this body of water... Ooh, that's a troll. That wasn't quite what I had in mind, guys. He's not a log troll, so let's test our luck. Oh, yep. Our luck says no. Our luck very definitely says no. If I still had a spear on me, I might give him a I might give him a go, but no, we're gonna hard nope that one. We have yeah, that's about all we can carry. Come on. Come at me if you think you're hard enough. Oh, hello. Nah, I'm gonna keep exploring. Nah, I need a spear. Alright, let's do a little setup here. Yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, that's enough cover. Alright, I'll do a big repair job. Yeah, we need some chests. Chuck a couple over here will do. Shaman trophies, don't have a use for those. Grey Dwarf trophies, definitely don't need those. Don't need Surtling cores, don't need arrows because I'm not making a bow. Bukeberries can have one as well. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, we don't have flint. That's right. Damn. Okay, so we're not... I'll start marking these workbenches. We can't make a flint spear because we don't have... we don't have any flint, and we're not going to be able to get any flint here in Black Forest because it's the Black Forest and flint doesn't spawn unless I can get it out of one of the barrels. That you get at some of the Grey Dwarf towers. You can get a bit lucky with those. Actually, that's somewhere where we can get some tin. Okay, I'm going to put that on my shopping list. Grey Dwarf Tower. We need to... Oh, that's a spawner. Let's grab this out, and we're just going to run in. That's a troll cave. Not really interested in one of those at the moment. Let's push on. Oh yeah, I will have some more of those. Oh, that's a mushroom there. No, this is what's behind me now must be ocean. I was thinking I was going to loop around, but I'll keep going because I'm looking to see if there's any rivers. And that's another Kraken bear. Let's have some more food. We might... Yeah, we've got a little bit of loot room. What? Oh, come on. Seriously? 2 out of 2 bears that I come across are both 1 star. I think the universe is trying to tell me something. And I don't like what it's trying to tell me. Alright, well, we're gonna not be too disheartened by that. Take all. Oh, that's carrots. We will have that. Can't do much with that at the moment, but we will definitely keep those. What do we got? Bit of interesting terrain, but definitely not a river. Yeah, we're getting away from... We're getting away from where we need to be, so let's go back this way a bit. Which way do we need to be heading? Pretty much that way. Alright. Now, I just want a normal Grey Dwarf tower. For reference, the 2 that we've come across so far are the fancier ones, so the ones that don't have the barrels out the front. Oh, hello. And I wouldn't mind coming across the one that has the barrels out the front. Well, barrel, there's usually only one. Okay, we need to go this way. Oh. Well, there's no shortage of... Sucked in. He spawned inside the rock. Okay, let's make our way back this way. Spawner. We don't care about spawners. Ooh, bloobs. Yeah, we'll have some bloobs. If we can find a bear that's not bloody 1 or 2 star, there is actually a really nice set of gear that I wouldn't mind having. It's like a barbarian or a berserker set. Right. Enemy difficulty is 1. It's 1 down from max. Not max. 1 down from normal. Yeah, it's one down from normal. It's, I mean, stuff still, you know, hits kind of hard, but it's not going to... Yeah, it's a dungeon. I'll mark that one for later. it's not going to... It's not going to be too limiting, basically. I wanted it to be a little bit easier so I didn't feel like I was going to get kind of forced into old habits, you know, being a mage or using a bow or whatever. So I wanted it to be a little bit easier just to encourage me to explore new things. So that's the setting I've got it on now. Putting it on super easy, like the lowest setting, would have just made it hilarious, and it would have made... I think I would have kind of progressed too quickly, and I would have got ahead of my skills a bit. So I think this is going to be a happy medium for what I'm trying to do. Another dungeon. Yeah, this is kind of where we want to be. Alright, we'll mark that one as well. Yeah. Oh. 1-star skelly. Alright. Come at me if you think you're hard enough. Alright, let's grab all the deer bits. Deer trophies. Yeah, I'll get rid of the stone. Okay, so we've got... That's all Black Forest. Yeah, I think we've all but confirmed that there's no river linking this inland lake to the ocean. So I'm not going to... I mean, I could build a base there, but it means I've got a bit of a reliance on portals and stuff, and that means using carts to get metal overland, and yeah, it's not much fun. I did that in hardcore, and yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, the bears can, as Ollie would put it, they can have one, or they can do one. Yeah, that's the word. Do one. What am I getting rid of here? I definitely don't want to be getting rid of deer leather. Wood, I suppose. Huh? Ah, yeah, ball leather. Okay, well, I think that's a sign that we need to start getting set up somewhere. I'm running out of spots. Okay, well, let's loop this around to make it official. And then I think what we're going to have to do is... I might push through where this meadows is. I'm going to push down into here and see if I've got a situation. So it might be down here, it might be up here, where we can get some meadows on the shore again. I mean, I don't have to set up a base in meadows. I can do it equally in pretty much any biome. So, I don't know. Wait and see. Yeah, that's definitely not a river. Okay, we'll follow that one and see if we can find something down the other end. Yeah, it's a very nice looking valley. It would be nicer if, you know, there was a river and stuff, but that's all right. We won't grumble about that too loudly. We're just going to push on. There's plenty of oaks around. Oh my god. We're not going to be hurting for fine wood whenever we actually get around to being able to chop one of these things down. I should put that away. Run faster. Alright. Oh. Let's do that. Berries. Oh, yes, good point. Thank you, Ollie. Yeah, the boat wrecks are, they're bloody awesome because you don't need... You can do them with the lower axe. Yeah. Yeah, you can do them with the lower axe. So it's a bit like with the structures. Oh, come on. Seriously, I'm getting the most useless structures. There's no chest in that, is there? No. Where am I? Here. Let's try a little bit further south. Yes, there is that as well. Although it's usually just like a silver necklace or something. I mean, the silver necklaces sell for lots whenever you find the trader. But for the moment, that sort of thing is just going to take up space. Alright, well this appears to be heading in a downward direction. What manner of interesting things? I'm finding the lack of variety in my structures to be annoying because those little pig penny or chicken coop ones are the only real structures I've found so far in meadows. Skelly ruins are good. Okay, so... Oh yeah, we've hooked up with the Black Forest again. That's fine. That's kind of what I wanted to do. How are we going for berries? Yeah, we'll grab a few more. Yeah, I don't want wood. Go down here. What lovely Cornwall weather this is. Windy and pissing with rain, and probably cold. Yeah, I just need to get a queen. Oh, what's... Okay, so that's that shoreline. Wow, this is a very three-dimensional shoreline, which is kind of good, because... Oh man, I need a spear, because that's a one-star deer down there. Alright, let's eat up. And we'll see if we can sneak up on him. Oh, it's night time. Cold debuff. I'm not rested. Yeah, this is... This is going to be a little bit interesting. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Okay. It's the stamina regeneration is the worst problem. Yeah, the weather here has not been great the last couple of days. It's been cold. I'm actually wearing fleecies at the moment because it's been a bit on the cool side. It's been raining. I mean, it's not cold by your standards, geez. If it got that cold in summer, I think we'd have some real problems. There you go. Hello, dear. And some more meat. Meat is good. I don't have room for flint, so I'm going to have to do without for now. Alright, we're going to need a base of some sorts. Let's see if we can find somewhere. Yeah, big waves here. Yeah, that's not... Oh, is that another skelly ruin? Is that the one I found before? Ah, doesn't have bones. That's fine. Alright, we'll keep going down here. That looks like some fairly deep water out there, which is great for boats. That's a lot of trees to clear. Oh, there's a good amount of boars going on. Oh, that's a good amount of berries. Berries and boars and boars and berries. Oh, hello. That is snow. Yeah, that's... got snow-covered pine trees. That's probably capable of spawning a wolf. It's not very tall though, so I don't think you get drakes or anything like that. Alright, I'm going to mark where that is. Oh, Jesus. 2-star deer. I won't be able to catch him. The boars will stop me. Oh, you see that? So that's what happens, Mr. Deer. If you have second thoughts and you run back towards me, it's not going to end well. What is that? That's a trophy, and that's boar meat. No, I'm going to have to leave them behind. I don't have the room. Oh, that's vertical. Oh, hello. Oh, I got no room for neck meat anyway. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting deer. Oh, thanks for coming, Ollie. Have a wonderful sleep. And dream of, I don't know, pretty castles. I can't promise I'll be able to deliver on the pretty castles just yet, but, you know, we'll see what we can do. time of day is it? Oh yeah, we got about 20 minutes. Aiming to end up with it. I'm going to aim for about 3 hours for each of the streams. I mean, it's only morning on a Sunday for me, so potentially I can go a bit longer, but I find 3 hours is a good run length. But if I get distracted with building or whatever, I'll keep going to whatever the logical conclusion of the build or whatever ends up being. See, who needs spears for killing deers? You can spear them with your knife. I still haven't found anywhere particularly... Oh, hello. That's some old school standing stones there. There's a bit of a bay. That obviously hooks up into there. We're a little way from spawn and we're a little way from Eek there, but again, we're going to have portals. Yeah, I think we might set up I might start building a little bit of a base here. So I can get myself re-equipped and upgraded and stuff. Do I want to build inside this? Probably not. That might be a nice farming area if we make this more permanent. That's more meadows over there. No, we're going to keep going. I'm going to be a bit fussy about my build sites during this run through. Another shaman, really? Oh, that was well missed. I hear some roughhouse chopping over there, so there's probably a skelly. There'll be a dungeon over in there somewhere. It's just not quite floating my boat, stream. Quite literally. On a nice little river. And I'm finding things that are... Yeah, so that's too narrow. Too much rock to get rid of, and it's not really a river. Nah, he spotted me. I was a bit sloppy about that. That's fine. Oh, there's a crypt there. Aha! That... I've got no room to pick anything up. That's the kind of skelly tower... Oh, the rather grey dwarf tower I've been looking for. The ones that are almost complete, because, you know, they haven't been beaten up. And they have barrels in front of them, but I got no room to loot anything. Alright, I'll make a mental note to come back and explore that. Let's head down here. Because I'm not allowing myself to build any earthen walls, and I'm not allowed to, when I get a mining pick, I'm not allowed to use that to dig trenches. Something I am considering is the, I'll say, the defensibility of a given site. Whether I can limit the amount of access and be kind of far away from spawn spots. That's another consideration that I have. And that may push me to building on, you know, not rock like that, because that's just going to make it a bit dull, and that rock is destructible. So if you build something on it and the rock gets destroyed, chances are your base is probably going to fall over as well. Oh, that looks a bit fancy. What's that? That's the small mountain that we already saw. Okay. That's our sunrises out that way. I'm going to say this site has a little bit of merit. It's already a little bit open. I'm not going to be able to destroy these stones until I get a pickaxe, but I mean, we get one of those once we kill Eikthyr, and to be honest, we're not that far away from having the gear to do that. Actually, Eikthyr is a pretty easy boss, so I could just do the... I could be lazy and just spam bushfires. Not bushfires, I could spam campfires. But I don't... I want to try not to do things... I don't want to be too cheesy about it. Okay, so I lose visibility on that mountain. Let's find out what's over here. What do we have, boys and girls? What have we got over this way? I like somewhere where I get a bit of all-day sunshine, you know, somewhere like this where we've got clear visibility east and west. That's kind of nice. This is stone, of course, so I'm not going to build on that, but yeah, that's I'm getting the vibe. I think I'm getting close to where I want to be. Again, I would like a river, but oh yeah, I want more ball scraps. Come here, guys. Ball scraps. Yeah, trophy and meat. We can't pick that up at the moment. Oh, there you are. Ball wandered off without me. Can't have that. Oh, it's only a stone. Hang on. What's that? Oh no, it's just the tree. Shadow of the tree. Cool. Alright, let's get through here. Let's have a little looky down this way. I can't pick up flint, can I? No. You know what? Flint head arrows can do one. We need to be able to make another spear whenever we can get a bench, so let's just get some more flint going instead. Ah. Oh, hello. That's what we want. Now, the problem is I can't deconstruct that because I don't know if that will give me... I'm going to get honey and I'm going to get a queen bee. What do I have to... Oh. How about I have some cash that stacks? That's a good idea, game. Alright. Let's evaluate our options here. I can jump in here. I don't really want any of that. No, I can't reach that. Interesting. Alright, we're going to try the deconstruct method. I'll do a crafting bench. There is as good a place as any. You've just got to work out what the beehive is attached to. So it's that roof piece by the looks. Oh, it did drop the stuff. Good. Okay, that's fine. And we have our queen bee. Nice. That's all rough and tumble Black Forest, so I'm not really feeling going any further that way. I think for now, I think our spot is going to be back where we had a bit of a view, and we've got some reasonably level ground to work with. That'll put us within easy reach of some Black Forest, namely up that hill. And we can start getting our gear on, and we can start looking for some more, action instead of just running around. Alright, so we don't want this one, there's too much stone. I'm going to go back over here. We'll have our flint. That's stone. I'll have that flint. That flint. Yes, that's my flint, Mr. Neck. See that you don't forget that. That didn't quite work according to plan, did it? It looks spectacular, but yeah, failing to connect with the target that way is a bit of a fail, really. Alright, this is our spot. So I think I'm going to get started with a base. So we're going to start with a crafting bench. I'll just put it over here. I'll end up moving these once I get a bit of a structure going. Now this is... Actually, that's a pretty good height. So let's go with... Let's go with about that height. Yeah, that's pushing the friendship a bit there. Let's do one of those, and yep, I'll do another one there just for good measure. Thought so. Well, when you get that as a problem, you just gotta think laterally. Literally. Haha. And we go down here, and we're gonna go up like that. And then we don't need that no more. Yes, that might be a little bit on the overkill side, but if you're going to learn in this series that overkill is just, you know, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. We'll do that. All right, important rule, the planks, that's you know, we can't do that. You can't sleep at night if you're going to cross the planks. It's like in Ghostbusters. You don't cross the streams, you don't cross the planks. Oh, missed. Now we're going to want a bit more reinforcement there. No. Yeah, I might do in that direction. Let's work our way back out here a little bit. Oh, that one's not touching the ground. It is, but visually it's not. So I'll close that up. We want one of these over here. And then over here. Here. Alright, so that does that. And, oh yeah, we better put one in this corner as well. Yep, that'll do. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. We might go out this way just a little bit more. Yeah, I think this will work for now. I'll leave a spot where I can make a dock down there later. For now, we're just going to wall this off. Ooh. I don't like starting with red. Oh, that's because I haven't got anything under there. Alright, I think that one's going to be a problem. So if I go out... If I go out like... I won't snap to there. Alright, I'll go out this way. And then we'll do one of these first. And then we get our support. Yeah, we don't really need those there. Oh. Oh, really? Let's try that again in slow motion. I thought the other thing was connected to the ground. Oh, it's not. There we go. That was a classic fail as well. There we go. Now it's working. Alright, well in that case we're going to need some support there. Some support here. We'll do one in the corner. We'll do one over here. And just for now, we're going to put in... I don't like the ladders, but the mobs can't run up ladders, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. Where am I going to put my dock? Oh, it's probably going to go in the middle. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8. So let's leave 2. Ah, that's where our access point is. Alright, how am I going to do my roof here? I don't like it to be too close. So we're going to go up. Well, I've got even numbers, so I need to go up even numbers. Actually, you know what? We're just going to do... Yeah, that'll be fine. Just don't want the roof to have to be too high. Otherwise can be a bit of a support problem, really. Will that go one more? No, it won't. So let's pop a support in. And we want a half one. I'll have half. That should link that up nicely. Oh, it's not happy, is it? Is that not on a support? Ah, it's not linked to the ground, that's why. There we go. That should help a bit. Yeah, there we go. And we're probably going to need, we'll come across 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... One, two, hang on, it's 1, 2, and then a half. Yeah, so that one needs support as well. Oh, I can't get under there now. So I should have... Yeah, see, this one doesn't link to the ground. Because I've got random pillars under here, I need to readily identify which one's not already linked to the ground as a way of working it out. Alright, let's do more of this. More of this. And we want... Yeah, I thought that might happen. Oh, I don't think that's going to be happy either. Maybe. Alright. Let's try on this side. Hang on, does that not line up? It does not. What have I done wrong there? They're the same height. Maybe I have to do one of these. I do. Why do I have to do one of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's only 7, not 8. See, chat, this is why. This is further proof on a Sunday that I can't count. Alright, as soon as we finish putting these in, this should be a bit more stable. Determined to make a liar out of me, aren't you? Alright. Well, since we have an odd number, let's do that, that, and that. Yeah, that's a bit better. That might allow us to now finish this off. Yeah, I don't think this place is going to be standing up to an attack by trolls or anything quite that adventurous, but it will do. I'll put those in. Does that help? Not really. Alright, I'll take them out then. That's fine. Alright, so we probably need to sleep out so we can see what we're doing. Let's put a door on here for now. And let's put a door on here. This way, I want to block a bit of visibility. Still want to get a little bit of natural light through there, but a little bit of, you know, privacy is important. Oh, I've mucked this up, haven't I? I got my roof going the wrong way. I wanted natural light from east-west. Chat, that's an epic fail. That's definitely an epic fail. I picked the site so I could have some sun coming in through the window in the morning and in the evening, and I've successfully aligned the structure 90 degrees out of whack. That's alright. Alright, so let's get some crafting going. So we want a crafting bench, so we're just going to put it sort of inside the door here. We're going to have a forge as well, so we'll go this way. We'll put you there, so I'll put the smaller bench improvements there. I'm going to start being organised with the other bench improvements, so yeah, it should fit up there. Let's give that a go. Yep, called it. Alright. We don't have any other upgrades. No. We need to get our beehive on. So we're going to do a because we're not leveling ground, I'm just going to go, say like that. Can probably put them a little bit closer together than this, but I'm not gonna push it. 6, that should be enough for now. Went out there to make campfire as well. I'm gonna put a campfire just in this corner, because I want it to be fairly close to the structure. I mean, we don't have the fire spreading thing turned on, so we can have it super close to our structures without worrying about them being burnt to the ground. Yeah, probably don't need to go to that level of detail. That is definitely undercover, so that shouldn't get put out by a storm. If it does, I'll just extend the roof a bit. It's all good. Now, we've got daytime. Yep, they're happy, they're happy, they're happy. Yep, they're all fine. Okay, so we're not going to need a workbench there, but we are going to put one. Oh, wow. Look at the size of that wave. You know what? I nearly didn't build up that extra little bit. I'm glad I did. Alright, build. I want a... Yep, that'll do. And I want a crafting bench. I want a crafting bench up on there. That's just for being able to repair out that side and also a bit of spawn prevention. I don't know if that means the ball came over and it got zapped by a bee. Oh, I know. It was a fire. That's fine. He'll settle down in due course. Oh, no, he's having a go at the bees. There you go. See, we've got our automated ball farm now. Because the boars obviously spawn in the area, and oh, that's funny. Alright. I don't have any wood on me, do I? No. Alright. We'll go build. We're going to put 3 of these on the fire. There we go. And we're going to cook up a storm here. While I'm doing that, I'm going to drop a chest. Actually, I'll put 2. I'll make 1 for raw meat and 1 for cooked. Berries. Mushrooms. Now, this is... yeah, so that's raw, and I'll make this cooked. I'll put the honeybee in there. We actually don't need that honeybee anymore. We're going to have that. Now we've got honey. Now that we've got honey, I'm going to... that's going to be a stamina food, so we're not going to want to cook boar meat. Yellow mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, that's raw, cooked. I'll keep the boar meat there. We're going to get rid of a good bunch of that. Nothing else there for food? No, there isn't. Alright. Nice. Well, bees, you're happy, I'm happy. That's how this system works. Alright, let's get our repair on. And then we need to... actually, there's something else I need to do out here. I keep thinking of other things I need to do. We don't need seeds, so I'm just going to stash them under here. We'll get into the reason why we don't need seeds later. Now, we also want... we're going to put a chest there. That will be trader loot. I think that's all the trader loot we've got so far. We had to leave a bit behind, unfortunately. And I'll put that in there as well. We don't sell those at the trader, but they're yeah, they're that. I forgot to put the thistles in there. And the seeds, I mean, these are called ancient seeds, so they're not for planting, but we'll hang on to them. The rest of that... I need a trophies chest. Yeah, the rest will go into storage inside. So that's going to be where our next workbench goes. So I think along this wall we're going to get our storage going. So we're going to go with the we'll snap that in there. That will give us... oh, we won't do it that way. We'll just go with this. And this is the biggest and best benefit of having this for your build setting. Is, I mean, chests are, what are they, 10 wood each? Yeah, they're 10 wood each. So to get a decent storage setup going, given you can only really carry 100, 150 wood at a go, you're going to be there literally all day and the next day and possibly the day after gathering the wood you need to be able to have this many chests, and it's just annoying. So being able to just throw your base down like this and put in as many chests as you want is such a time saver. And it doesn't matter how much you like building and whether you like gathering your resources, you've got to admit that the amount of time it takes to gather those resources is, I mean, it's a grind. It is very definitely a grind, and it's a grind that I choose to not need to do. So, yeah. Cooking's going to be outside for now. I'll worry about cooking storage. Eyes, I need eyes for portals, so eyes, in this run, eyes are not going to be a cooking ingredient. They are going to be for portals. So, we're going to have eyes. Yeah, I need charcoal. I need to burn some food. Where's Itchy? Ha ha. Ha ha. Sorry, that's a in-joke. Just about every game of this type that I've played with Itchy, inevitably he's usually the one that burns the food. I mean, look, I'll take some credit. I do it sometimes myself, but in terms of frequency and reliability of the burning incidents, I think he would be inclined to agree that he's probably the winner of that crown. Now, where are we at for time? We've gone over by a little bit. You know what? I might call it there. I'll get my charcoal. And I will... I've got to wait for that to burn. See, I'm not an expert of burning things. Right, so we're going to go with... That's going to go there. So let's go wood. We'll take wood across here. And then this one, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do resin. Sorry, not in there. Sorry. Eyes. No, I'm doing this in the wrong order. That will be stone. And then we'll do flint. And then we'll do eyes. And we'll do feathers. And then we'll start with the leathers. Which means... No, hang on. Too early. I need the resin in that one, and then I need the leathers. There we go. We're getting our system down. So I'm going to go trophies down the other end, because we're going to have to work out a system for that. We want... I'm just going to put all the leather in one chest for now. I'll put the bone fragments next to it, and then the meat's going to go outside. There we go, and there's our signs. So that's going to be something that's probably going to take up a bit of time in the next stream, is I think we'll finish up getting our storage and everything sorted out here. I mean, it's just going to be a bunch of signposts and getting them set up. Once we've done that, I think we'll get straight back into our explorations. So we're going to make use of this door, and we're going to pan around here. Oh, doesn't that look very Viking? It's alright, you can say no. Alright, so I'll wrap the stream up now. If you have enjoyed it, thank you very much. Anyone who's been able to join me live, I love you to bits. Anyone who's choosing to watch this on the replay, equally so. This will be a regular thing that I do pretty much the same time it's Sunday morning for me, but the time slot will remain the same. When we change daylight saving, unfortunately that is going to mess with when you guys get to see it. At this stage, I'm still committed to just leaving it at the same start time for me, but I may have a bit of flexibility down the track. I'll wait and see. But for now, it is going to be business as usual each week, and as promised, there will be absolutely zero offline progress. If anything happens in this playthrough, it's gonna be in the live stream. Alright, so I'm very committed to that. Now, where are we at? Oh yes, wrapping up the live stream. Welcome to Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day to anyone who had Valentine's Day yesterday. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, my name's Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much, and make sure you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.